Hey guys, we're back when I was early to mid 20s, I guess. Old enough to drink, so between 21 and 25. There for a period of time, we would have a 9 ball ring game pretty much every Saturday at this little bar that I hung out at in Bellevue, Nebraska called the Shanty. And I usually did pretty well in that ring game and got some money out of the deal. And I got to the point where I needed that money. I needed if I won $80 or $100 in the ring game, then I could eat for a week. It probably the closest I ever came to relying on pool for sustenance and things like that. But every now and then we'd go in there expecting to have a ring game, win me some money, and none of the regulars would be there, or a lot of the regulars wouldn't be there. Okay, where's this guy? Where's the other guy? Well, they're golfing today. This always drove me crazy. Why golf when you can play pool? Now, I'll never understand that. Uh, it's just don't get it. Plus, like I said, I needed the money. Now, these people were maybe about 40-ish, I want to guess. About 40, certainly older than me. But for me, golf was always okay. Once you're 200 years old, then sure, you can golf. But when you're 40 and you can still play pool, no, I just didn't get it. It was weird to me. Another thing I remember about back then was a lot of these 40-year-olds would spend a lot of time talking about, oh, how good they used to be. We used to have a Friday night tournament, and I won that Friday night tournament a lot. And if I won it and I beat one of these other guys, a lot of times they, well, man, 15 years ago I would have kicked your ass or whatever. And I'm thinking, okay, A, 15 years ago I was 10 years old, so probably, yeah, you would have. And B, why do you keep harping on the past about how good you used to be? Why aren't you, still good? You're not senile or anything. You seem healthy. I'm saying this to, these various people. I just didn't get it. I remember thinking, I was so glad I was never going to be one of those people that was going to be 40 or 50 or 60 years old talking about how good I used to be. I was always going to be good. I was going to continuous improving. Remember, at that time in my life, that's all I had really seen. From the time I started playing pool seriously when I was 18, up until this point, again, let's say I was 24, 25, continuous improvement, and at times pretty rapid improvement. And I saw no reason why that would ever change. I was always going to get better, or maybe even a lot better, every year as I got older, until I guess I hit my 200th birthday, and then I would have to play golf. This is kind of what I thought. I was never going to be one of those people that was always going to be talking about, oh man, I used to shoot so good. I used to shoot a lot better than this. Well, I never wanted to be one of those people. And now I think I'm the mayor of those people because I do that all the time to anybody that will listen. And a lot of times it's my cats will listen about how much better at certain things I used to be, like combination shots. I used to be really good at combination shots. And now I'm the worst combination shooter probably that ever lived. And every time I miss a combination, that little part of my head is like, oh man, Dave, you used to be so good at those. What happened? What happened? Why do you suck so bad at combinations now? You used to have a lot stronger 9 ball break than I have now. I bet, I don't know, 5, 6 miles per hour has probably been knocked off my 9 ball break since I played 9 ball all the time. About the only thing I think that's improved physically or shot wise would be bank shots. I didn't even try them back then. So, I shoot them now, so I'm definitely better than when I never even tried them. But that's been the only improvement. I never go, and now I'm 60 and go, oh man, when I was 40, I was a really good banker. No, because I wasn't a really good banker. I was just starting out when I was 40. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. But combinations, long shots, draw shots, so many of those things that I was just better at back then. And I never thought I would get to that point. Never thought I would get to this point that I'm at now. And it bothers me. I guess it probably bothers everybody that's experiences any sort of a decline. And it doesn't even have to be a decline, I don't think. When people start out learning some new skill or practicing a lot, whatever, for me, we're talking about pool, very rapid improvement, and sometimes really rapid improvement. But eventually, the improvement is more slow. It starts to level out. And this, plateauing, I've heard this called. And some people, this might happen when they're 30. Some people, this might happen when they're 60. But they start to plateau out. Some people can push through it and get a few more years of improvement. I feel like I kind of did that when I started playing bank pool. I plateaued, I guess, at 9 ball and 8 ball. And I said, well, I'm going to play bank pool. And there was some improvement there, leveling out again. I myself had not really gotten to the point where it started to go down. Certainly not go down really steeply. But it probably will happen. I think it happens to just about everyone. I kind of feel like the physical declines that I've seen, mainly we're talking about my vision, my stamina, right now my elbow, those have kind of been made up for by some of the mental stuff, the don't be an idiot stuff that I've learned and picked up over the years. But eventually even that stuff is going to start to fade. Even those improvements, they're not going to come as rapidly, and they might even start to fade as I get senile or whatever happens with me back then. I would rather be like I was in the 90s, and not just because I was young and all that in the 90s, but because I didn't have to have a mental game back then. I did not. All I had to do was show up and balls were going to go in. I was going to make whatever I shot at. Nowadays, I might run out almost as often as I used to back then. I might shoot as well as I used to shoot back then. But now I have to think about it and not be an idiot. Play some strategy, stuff like that. Not nearly as much fun, but it's keeping me from dipping down too much. I kind of feel like I'm kind of like treading water up here, doing my best to stay level. It's been a long time since I've felt like I've had any improvement. A long time. But I don't feel like I've had anything like really, oh man, I suck now at this thing that I was really good at a year ago. Things like that. The things I was really good at 20 years ago, sure, combinations, like I mentioned. The mental side of my pool game is, well, I guess I've got to say it's better now than it was, because it has to be. I didn't need it, a mental game back then. Now I do. And so I've been improving on that. And I do think I have improved on that. Just in time for my body to start betraying me even more and more with the vision of my elbow and the stamina. And every now and then my left ankle will get all wonky on me and things like that. This stuff happens when people age. Stuff starts falling apart. Even if it's not your mind, your body can fall apart. And I guess if you stay physically healthy, your mind can start falling apart. And some people, everything falls apart. And it gets just be, it's inevitable. What I used to think back in my mid-20s was I'm never going to be one of those guys. And as I said, I'm the mayor of those guys. And in a few more weeks or years or decades or whatever, I might eventually be like the king of those guys. Long live the king, maybe? Thanks, guys.